Hello, students, and welcome back to Amped English. This week we have a very special topic, and I know I say that every week, it seems like, and you're probably laughing right now and joking and saying to your friends, if you're listening with friends, or saying to yourself, if you're listening by yourself, that Phil says every topic is special. Yes, I do say that every topic is special, but I believe this. Every topic in the Amped course is special. It is powerful. And you have to use these every day to be successful. And you've only learned a couple. And I hope you're using them already. I hope you're using enthusiasm. I hope you're using your power move and your power phrase while you're learning English. And I hope that you are taking it upon yourself. You are making yourself independently learn and having fun while doing it, independently learning. But this week, we have a very special thing, something that you can start using right after you get done listening to AJ's lecture. And it is called peak state learning. You can use this with English. And it is related, it is similar to your power phrase and your power move, and getting you energized and enthusiastic. And it will be useful when learning English. So, before we begin, I want you to get ready, get in a powerful pose, shoulders back, up like this, strong. And I want you to do your power phrase and your power move on 3. I will do mine with you. 1, 2, 3. I am amped to teach you English. There, I'm energized. I am enthusiastic. I am pumped. I'm excited. So, let's begin learning about peak state learning. Ready? Let's begin.
Hi, I'm AJ Hogue. Welcome to our next lesson. Now, in this section, we're going to talk about some more specific approaches to learning.
So when AJ says that he is going to talk about some specific approaches to learning, specific approaches, this means different types of ways to go about something, to do something. So, for example, let's say you are cleaning your car. And one specific approach, one way of doing it, could be by hand, taking out all the things in your car, specific approach, just picking it out, picking up all the trash that's inside. I have a messy car, so I'm picking up all the trash. And another way is that you could go to the car wash. This is where they wash your car and clean your car in the United States. They have them in other places too, other countries. And they have this vacuum there, a very powerful vacuum that goes, and it sucks up all the trash. Sucks up all the trash. And you could do it that way. It is faster. And this is a different specific approach. There are different ways to do things. But in the end, it will always end in me cleaning and having a clean car. So this is what he means by a specific approach, a different way of doing something. Let's continue.
Strategies that you can use to learn more effectively, thereby gaining better success in school, on tests, and ultimately in life after school.
Will these approaches make you more successful? Will they help you in life? Will these specific approaches, these different ways of doing something help you in life? Yes, they will. They will help you in life. They will help you. So will these approaches help you or will they hurt you? Will they cause you pain? They will help you. These specific approaches will help you succeed in the classroom. They will help you succeed outside the classroom. And they will help you anywhere, in any situation in life. Let's continue.
In this particular lesson, we're going to talk about peak state learning. We're going to go into detail about how you can speed up your learning and improve your memory using peak states.
Will peak state learning help you improve your memory? Make your memory better so you can remember more? Will it help you improve your memory? Yes, it will help you improve your memory. You will be able to remember so much, so much. Will peak state learning help you take out the trash? No, peak state learning won't help you take out the trash. Peak state learning will help you do what? Increase your memory and succeed. Let's continue.
What is a peak state? Let's talk about that first. A peak state means a top state. Now, in this case, state means emotional state. It means an emotional way of being.
Does peak state mean a physical way of being? A physical, outside your body, a physical way of being. So if I'm cold, I'm experiencing peak state. Does peak state mean I am experiencing a physical way of being? No, it doesn't. It does not mean I'm experiencing cold or peak heat, extremely high heat or cold. It means that I am experiencing a peak emotional and mental state inside. Peak state inside. Think about that. It's in your mind. It's a peak state in your mind. So is peak state emotional or physical? It is emotional. It is emotional state. Now your body might react to your mind in peak state. You might feel taller. You might sit up straight. Deeper breaths. You might be paying attention more. You might be attentive, paying attention more. Concentrating. But it is an emotional and mental state. Let's continue.
Is top, right? We talk about a peak of a mountain. It's the very, very top of a mountain. That's the peak. So another way we could say this would be peak emotion, top emotion, highest emotion. Peak state learning means highest emotion learning.
Does peak state learning mean lowest emotion learning? Does it mean the lowest emotion learning? No, it means the highest, like you're at the top of a mountain, the highest emotion learning. So does peak state learning mean the lowest emotion learning or the highest emotion learning? The highest emotion learning. It's way up there. You're high. You're feeling, great, energetic. Let's continue listening to AJ.
So what are we talking about exactly? What we're talking about is using our emotions, as we mentioned before, so choosing and creating very strong, very powerful, positive emotions. And then, while we feel great, focusing our mind to learn what we need to learn. Let's talk about why we should do this first. There's a lot of studies about this. It may not surprise you to know that research shows that students who are tired, bored, stressed, or frustrated learn more slowly.
So, AJ just said something important. Now, I'm going to ask you a question to make sure you were listening. Does research, studies by top scientists and people who study psychology show that people who are bored, students who are bored, not paying attention, tired, not really feeling emotion, apathetic? Do they learn more? Do these bored, tired, boring people learn more? Do they remember more? And do they remember faster? And do they learn information faster? No, they don't. They learn more slowly. They memorize more slowly. They're slow. Their mind is working so slow because they're so tired. It's just like, it's rusty. It's like when metal gets very rusty, it turns that orange color. It starts to work that way. It makes noise. You don't want to be this way. Let's continue listening to AJ tell us how not to be lazy and bored and tired in the classroom.
Have worse memory and do more poorly on tests. On the other hand, students who are...
When AJ says on the other hand, it's not actually on his hand. Doesn't have anything on his hand. What he means by on the other hand is that just the opposite. So he is, in this example, talking about students who are lazy. And because they are lazy, they learn slowly. When he says on the other hand, he is getting ready to talk about these students who are awake and energized and awake, and how they learn more quickly, faster. So he is just making a comparison, saying, on the other hand, these people learn faster. These students learn faster. So there's nothing on his hand. So, quickly, to make sure you heard me correctly, that you understand, does AJ have something on his hand? No, he doesn't have something on his hand. Does he mean that by saying, on the other hand, he is making a comparison? He is saying the opposite. Yes, he means that he is going to make a comparison. That there is this person over here on this hand. There is this person you were talking about over here. And then there's this person you were talking about over here. So if you're talking about someone who's lazy, or on this side, and then on the other hand, there is someone who is energetic and really quick at learning. It's a bit confusing, but just remember, he's not physically talking about his hand. Let's continue.
Happy, excited, enthusiastic, relaxed. Learn faster. Remember more information and remember it for a longer time, and perform better on tests. There are some very practical reasons to create positive emotions, especially while you're learning, while you are studying. Let's imagine you're studying for a test. Maybe you're studying for the TOEFL test. Let's imagine two different students. We'll call John is the normal student. And what does John do? John gets a TOEFL book and studies practice TOEFL tests. And while studying these tests, John's not so excited because the TOEFL's not a very exciting subject. So John kind of slouches in his chair, just like this, you know. And he's got his TOEFL book and he kind of reads his TOEFL book. His energy is quite low. Emotionally, you know, he's not very excited. He's kind of bored, possibly a little frustrated, possibly a little stressed thinking about this test. He studies for hours and hours, you know, trying to memorize TOEFL vocabulary, doing practice tests. The key point here is that John's emotional energy is low.
I'm going to stop AJ there. Is John's emotional energy high? Is it high? Is it peak state? No, John's emotional energy is low. It is low. Is John able to memorize more? Can John memorize more quickly than other students and learn more quickly with low energy? No, John will learn more slowly. Will John learn more slowly or more quickly? John will learn more slowly. More slowly. Sitting there, he's slouched. Like AJ, right now, slouched. He's asleep. Just laying there. He's not going to learn that way. The ideas and all the things he's hearing or listening or reading are just going to go in and bounce off, bounce, bounce, bounce. It's not going to go into your memory. Remember that. When you're lazy and tired, you don't remember. It just bounces off your noggin. Bounces off your skull. Just bing, bing. So remember that. Let's continue listening to AJ.
Physical energy, the energy in his body, is quite low while he's studying. Let's say Jim is our other student. Jim uses peak state learning. What does Jim do? Well, he uses some of the things we described earlier. He plays exciting music that he loves. It's energizing to him. And then he jumps and shouts and dances and gets himself into a very powerful, positive state of mind, state of emotion. And then while feeling great, Jim studies for the TOEFL. And Jim doesn't just do practice tests and memorize long lists of boring vocabulary. No. What does Jim do instead? He reads interesting books, interesting novels, interesting magazines like National Geographic.
What does Jim do to succeed and memorize more easily? He reads novels, he reads magazines, he reads books. He reads all these things that will make him a better writer and reader and English speaker. Now, I'm telling you, students, you guys are like Jim. You're like Jim. Just by doing this course, you are like Jim. We are not giving you a document, a fake test, a practice test for the TOEFL or any other exam. You are learning by listening to these, by reading outside of the lessons, by hearing the essays, the university level essays. You are learning in a different way. You're not just memorizing the TOEFL, going through, the answer is A, the answer is B. You are learning and making your English better. You're not just preparing for a test, but you're making your English better while you're doing it. You're becoming an awesome English speaker. So you are like Jim. You are energetic. You are powerful. You're learning new things. You are learning successful things. So, do we want to be like John? No, we do not want to be like John. Why don't we want to be like John? Because John is lazy, John is sleepy, John is bored, and John is practicing and doing the least amount of work for the TOEFL or any other exam or interview he is preparing for. Who do we want to be like? Leonardo DiCaprio? I want to be like Leonardo DiCaprio. Brad Pitt? I want to be like Brad Pitt. But who in this story do we want to be like? We want to be like Jim. And you are like Jim just by studying this course. Let's continue.
So his mind is automatically more interested, more alive, feeling more positive, and so are his emotions. He also listens to audios on interesting topics that he enjoys. Scientific topics, popular science, for example, maybe business topics. doesn't really matter so much as long as they're interesting to Jim. And Jim is always